Hello everyone, this is Neronium. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. Last time we made our way through the Osmone Plains, eventually, after taking a huge side tour to get Zalera, the Death Seraph. And now that we are done with everything that could be done sidewise at this point, keep in mind at this point, it's about time we head into Jahara, but one thing first. I got everyone to around the same level, and more importantly, when I was doing the bios in post-editing for the, technically the first live stream session before I did the session where I got, Juihlan and Zalera, I ended up looking at the boogie. If you're wondering what the boogie is, in case you're forgetting, because there are a lot of enemies in this game, I forget where the Zertinian Caverns would be located here. There it is. The boogie is a ghost. Spooky ghosty. It actually has a weapon that I can use, because I was very distraught when I got the Ega Blade, and I couldn't use it. Well, turns out the boogie has the Ega Blade. And I realized I said Ega Blade, so I kind of gave it away. I meant to say the Kagenui, which was the on-hit slow one. The Ega Blade is a Ninja Sword 2 that the boogie actually drops. This is the earliest in the game you can get the Ega Blade. It has a water element, is two-handed ninja sword, so it's obviously very fast and chains quite a bit. And more importantly, it's gotten so early in the game. But the hard part is it does drop at a 1% chance rate. And it's very easy to kind of die to the boogies, because they have curse, which can either kill you or give you almost every single negative status ailment, including disease. And chaining them is a pain in the butt, because unless they divide, you only have really 2 to do. So I spent a good 50 minutes trying to get this. It's a good blade. I like it. Very fast, very nice. But now that we're done, let's talk to the Gariff warrior. Excuse me? Play at games? Have you seen my Espas? Have you seen the thick boy? See, this guy gets it. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have troubled me even if I wasn't about 30 levels higher than them. Supinilu, the war chief of the village. And now we have access to Jahara, the land of the Gariff. And the interesting part about Jahara is that there is a shop. And this shop here actually acts as a new waypoint, which means you have new weapons, which means I have possibly something. All right, so we'll buy a crossbow, dare I ask. Why? Oh, I forgot. I I was doing the grinding with the starting grunt off screen, and I forgot I put whatever it was on Fran off. Staff, that's a emitter, that's a mace. And I got the Doom mace, so that's fine, but I do have an iron pole already. I got this through the Bazar. Reku. I don't think anything in here would be of any use to anyone. Magic gloves. Expansion power when HP is full. Increase strength when a character has full HP. She bells sleep. Perfect. High potions, need those. I have a lot of gil. If you remember in the last part, or it was the part before that, I think, we ended up buying the cat ear hood. That converts whatever license points that character would gain from it into a portion of gil. And so that's why everything I've been killing, I haven't getting. Oh my god, thank god. I needed Stona. It made getting the Eagle Blade a pain in the butt. Anyway, the cat ear hood gets you a lot of gil. And since pretty much everyone in my party does not need gil anymore, useful. Carapace. I have too much money, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't invest it into helping the people of Rabanasta. And I can't buy an airship. I've tried. I have way too much gil. Like, way too much. And I'm going to be getting a whole lot more. Jagtooth Ninja Sword. Really? Yeah, I've heard of monographs. I've kind of got them all. I think that's Ninja Sword 1. Did I already have that one beforehand? I don't remember getting that one beforehand. Where is it? It's the Eagle Blade. I bought that, right? I had it? I think I actually Judicer staff. One hit stop. I might actually put that on her in the future. Okay, but what about... Oh, that's right. I put the iron pole on beforehand. Okay, two-handed is a good way to... Oh, that's what I... Duh, it's the Kage Niu. I'm like, why am I not doing the thing? Alright, so we need the burning bow, the bamboo arrows. Someday I will get something comparable that will just destroy everything besides the starting grunt, because remember that rule, can't use starting grunt. Anyway, if you talk here, you can see High Chief Zayalu. This is how you advance the plot. The Great Chief, he alone holds the deep knowledge of these things. He alone remembers all the tellings. We got a Jaya stick. Now, if I remember correctly, none of these... They're not the one that has it. Those are herders. I would like to meet this great chief. Thank you, War Chief. You're a great guy. So before we meet up with the War Chief, the Great Chief himself, come over this way and there are more High Elders for the Gariff. One of them, Gariff Elder, well, there's Low Chief Sumu. Yes, you have seen the bill posted for the Encledos. Yes, I shall accept the hunt. Encledos, the hunt begins. So, why don't we go and meet with the Great Chief? Meet with the Great Chief.
This nethicite, you have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone, then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a King. Called the Dynast-King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast-King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of man and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire nethicite whom the nethicite itself desires.
Larsa? To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omases. With the blessing of His Grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Rustler.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet, waiting on Ber Omases.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
Holy Mount Bur-Omi-Sais stands at the northern end of the Jagd Remuda. Once we're in Jagd, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Jagd right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Jagd. You know, Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
And Larsa has rejoined the party as a guest. I'm curious at what level Larsa will be. Yep. Huh. The reproved crossbow and a quiver of onion bolts. So there we go. Now we have access to Larsa, so let us see. It's a pretty good level. Now here's the thing about Larsa that's different from Zodiac Age and International compared to the original. In the original, oops, that's right, Larsa would have X potions instead of the... I'm actually going to turn off that gambit. X potions instead of the usual one of Cura. Larsa actually did not know Cura in the original Final Fantasy XII. And because items were not consumed in your inventory from the party members that were guests, you had access to infinite X potions. Well, they decided to patch that, but to mitigate this with everything and balancing issues, they gave Larsa the ability to use Cura. So before we continue, I want to check. Nova Fortress has the closest one. Now that we have technically reached a new point in the story, there should be a new set of hunts available, I believe. I don't know if they access right now yet or not. So I'm going to put Vaughn right there. And as you can see, I have everyone using things such as gambits for Libra and Protecga, just to make things easier. Let me see. No, okay, Enklados is still the only one. I wanted to make sure, because we're going to go and hunt the Enklados, but we're going to be doing that in the next part. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Neronium. Next time, we're going to be heading off to Mount Bur-Omi-Sais, but first we're going to stop by and kill a giant Slaven. See you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more Final Fantasy content, check the link on the top, which will take you to Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. And if you want to see other live streams, check the bottom link below to see other live streams down on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.